How, Cola, hello my friends. Welcome to our channel History Amnesia. My name is Wes, and today I want to talk about something that has always held a deep fascination for me. It is something you might have walked past 100 times without ever truly seeing. I'm talking about the silent sentinels of the forest, the old ones who hold the stories of our ancestors. We call them pointers, but you may know them as trail marker trees. These are not just crooked trees bent by wind or snow. They are living artifacts, shaped by human hands long ago to serve as guides, to tell a story on the land itself. They connect us directly to a time when the world was understood in a different way. My own fascination began as a young boy, listening to the elders speak of the old paths. They talked about how our people could read the land like a book, and these pointers were the words written on its pages. Imagine a world without street signs, without GPS, without printed maps. How would you find your way? How would you mark a place of importance, a safe passage, or a hidden resource? Our ancestors used the living world around them. They took young, flexible saplings and carefully bent them, securing them to the ground so they would grow in a specific shape. This was a patient art, a conversation with nature that spanned generations. These special trees are known by many names across the different nations. Some call them trail trees, thong trees, or marker trees. I have always preferred the name pointers because that is exactly what they do. They point. They direct your eyes and your feet towards something significant. They are a deliberate communication, a message left by those who came before us, intended for those who would follow. Seeing one is a powerful experience. It feels like a handshake across centuries, a quiet acknowledgement from the past. It reminds us that the land itself holds the memory of our people, waiting for us to listen. The creation of a trail marker tree was an act of foresight and deep cultural knowledge. A young oak, maple, or elm would be chosen for its flexibility and longevity. It would be gently bent over and tied down with a leather thong or a strip of sinew. Sometimes a heavy rock was used to hold it in place. The tree was not harmed, it was guided. As the sapling grew, its trunk would thicken and harden into this new, unnatural shape. The horizontal section would point in a specific direction, and the new growth would reach upward toward the sun, creating a distinct and unmistakable form that could withstand the passage of time. So, what was the purpose of these living signposts? Their primary function was navigation. They marked the safest and most efficient trails through dense forests, across vast prairies and over difficult terrain. Think of them as an ancient highway system. A series of these pointers could guide a traveler for hundreds of miles, ensuring they stayed on the correct path. They would mark the way to a river crossing that was shallow and safe, or point out a mountain pass that was free of rockfalls. Following these markers meant survival. It meant the difference between a successful journey and becoming lost in an unforgiving wilderness. But these trees pointed to more than just trails. They were vital for marking important resources that a community depended upon. A pointer might be aimed directly at a freshwater spring, a patch of medicinal plants, or a grove of trees that produced the best wood for making bows. They could also indicate a good hunting ground, a rich fishing spot, or a place where clay could be gathered for pottery. In this way, the trees were a map to prosperity, a guide to the land's bounty. They ensured that crucial knowledge was passed down from one generation to the next, embedded directly into the landscape for all to see and understand. The cultural and spiritual significance of these pointers cannot be overstated. Beyond practical guidance, many of these trees marked sacred places. They might point toward a ceremonial site, a vision quest location, or a burial ground. These were places of immense power and reverence, and the trail marker trees served as respectful indicators of their presence. They were a quiet announcement that one was approaching a place that required a different state of mind, a place to be entered with honor and purpose. The trees themselves became part of the sacred landscape, guardians of holy ground, respected and protected by the communities they served. Imagine a hunting party moving through unfamiliar territory. They are tired and their supplies are running low. Then, in the distance, they see it, the unmistakable shape of a pointer. Hope would rise in their hearts. They would know they were on a path used by others, a path that led somewhere safe. The tree might be pointing them toward the location of a summer camp, a winter village, or a neutral trading post where different tribes would meet. These trees were symbols of community and connection, assuring travelers that they were not alone and that they were part of a larger network of people who understood and respected the land. One of the most incredible things about these trees is their age. Many of the surviving pointers are estimated to be between 150 and 300 years old, or even older. Determining their exact age can be difficult without harming the tree, but experts can count the rings on core samples, or estimate based on the tree's size, species, and the historical records of the area. Their age is what makes them so important. A tree that is 200 years old today was a young sapling in the early 1800s. The person who bent that tree lived in a world very different from our own. They saw the land before it was crisscrossed with roads and fences, and they left a message for the future. This great age is precisely why so few of them remain. Over the centuries, countless trail marker trees have been lost to logging, disease, storms, and modern development. Each time one of these ancient giants falls, a piece of our history disappears forever. It is like a library burning down, one book at a time. This makes the search for the remaining pointers a race against time. People across the country, both native and non-native, have dedicated themselves to finding, documenting, and preserving these living monuments. Their work ensures that the stories these trees tell will not be completely silenced by the noise of the modern world. Trail marker trees do not all look the same. They come in different shapes, and these forms could carry different meanings. The most common shape is the simple horizontal bend, which acts as a clear pointer. However, some trees were shaped with more complex forms. A tree might have been bent to create a complete circle or archway, which some researchers believe may have signified a gateway to a sacred area or a place of peace. Others have multiple bends or strange knots, which could have been a more complex code, understood only by the people of that specific region. The shape was the language. Interpreting these different shapes is challenging, as much of the specific knowledge was passed down orally and has been lost. However, we can make educated guesses based on the location and context of the tree. For example, a tree with two trunks growing upward from the horizontal bend might have signaled a fork in the trail, with each trunk pointing toward a different destination. Another theory is that the complexity of the shape could indicate the importance of the place it pointed to. A simple bend might mark a trail, while a more elaborate shape could mark a chief's village or a major ceremonial site. Each one is a puzzle waiting to be understood. When we stand before a trail marker tree, we are doing more than just looking at an old, bent piece of wood. We are bearing witness to a profound relationship between people and the natural world. These trees teach us that my ancestors did not see the land as something to be conquered or owned. They saw it as a partner, a living entity with which they could communicate and cooperate. Shaping a tree to serve as a guide was not an act of domination, it was an act of harmony. It was a way of weaving human intention into the fabric of the landscape, creating something that was both natural and cultural at the same time. These living artifacts challenge the idea that Native American cultures did not leave a lasting mark on the land. History often focuses on stone structures and ruins, but here is evidence of a different kind of monument, one that is alive. The pointers show a sophisticated understanding of botany, engineering, and long-term planning. To choose the right tree and bend it in just the right way required incredible skill. To know that it would grow into a permanent marker that would serve your great-grandchildren required a deep sense of connection to the future and a commitment to the well-being of the generations to come. Ultimately, the pointers are a message of resilience. They have survived storms, droughts, fires, and the immense changes brought by settlement. They have held their shape and kept their secrets for centuries, waiting for a time when people would once again be ready to listen to their stories. For us today, they are a vital link to our past and a source of immense pride. They are a physical reminder of the ingenuity, wisdom, and deep spiritual connection of the people who came before us. They encourage us to look at the world around us with more curious eyes and to see the history that lives in the hills, the rivers, and the trees. Thank you for joining me on History Amnesia today to explore the secrets of these incredible trees. They remind us that history is not just in books, it is all around us, written on the land itself. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please give this video a thumbs up. And to make sure you don't miss our future journeys into the past, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Until next time, walk with curiosity and listen to the whispers of the land. Take care.